So we are nearly ready to go here at the almost 45 minutes of Bathurst. GT4s, the Porsches are the fastest, and we are now
Game, I see you lagging. Don't you start now.
Red lights are on. Not here. It's green. Yurok gets a pretty good start just alongside Blood Fam, already up into P1. I see a few cars weaving in the back and coming into turn one already.
Don't rear end. No Punterino, please.
Not too far. Hopefully, most of the cars keeping it out of the gravel. I don't see many going in. A few back there, but no.
Come on, go. You're faster than me. There's no sense in overtaking you.
The heavily contested tracks on cameras aren't doing me any justice. I go on board with Yurok here up from P2. He might try to make a dive into turn 2 here. He's deciding not to do so. Blood Fam will lead into turn 2. A great start from him so far. Theoretically, X already up into P6. You can see multiple cars in front of him as he tries to get around the outside of us.
Hey boys, we're gonna have to settle into a row here at some point.
Top cars here. And swerves to avoid what looks
I'm down in first gear. I'm lagging.
Already a car in the wall.
Okay.
Yellow flags are out in turn 3.
I touched the curb.
Bit of damage. It looks like nothing major happened so
Don't look
far.
towards them. Oh my God, the lag is ridiculous right now.
Reminder.
I can't deal.
Any major incident here will cause a lot of damage to all the cars behind. So we'll try to keep an eye on that and call any yellow flags if we see them. Most of the cars, however, are keeping it clean so far, but we're going to see as we get to some of the more technical parts of the track.
Don't
most of the cars keeping it very clean through it indeed. Oh, that is a car sideways. That's Max. Max sideways in the wall now. He's going to have to wait as all the other cars go past. I see another car spinning. That's 2 cars in the wall now. It looks like RB Gamer is one of them. Not sure exactly all of the cars there, but there are quite a few who are sideways. Demon Engineer, Max Brightfield, Cyclone, RB Gamer.
Oh, that was a stressful first whatever percent of the lap.
Waiting for another car to get going again. Those are the 2 Mustangs of EJ and RB Gamer, both in those Mustangs, having a very difficult
I got no more gear.
This
I'm out of gear.
Morning, yes. So we have time acceleration on here. It will be morning, and then later it will warm up and go to the sun, and then the race should end in the evening. But Blood Fam, meanwhile, leads coming into the final corner. Great first lap from almost all the top 10 cars, I would say. Blood Fam, meanwhile, will lead through lap 1. Yurok started on pole position, will come out in second. Comban spins in the final corner. He's going to lose a few positions.
I almost did too.
Already up in P3. That's a great start for him. I hear that Sawyer's Mike Sawyer microphone has a lot of feedback coming in right now. Thank you for fixing that. So theoretically, actually, great start from him. Already up into P3. Racing Pro, meanwhile, in P4. Great start from him as well. Comban, after an issue spinning, I thought he was in P3 before that spin on the final corner. Now
okay, just calm down.
P6, it looks like. Who is that in P7?
That was quite stressful. We stayed 2x2 for way too long.
That is the fastest crossbow so far. THE, that is the Hitman sitting in P8 at the moment.
Oi, I'm in a Ginetta.
In 9th, Ace Grenada in 10th, Guts in 11th.
I'm not in a crossbow, but I'm in a Ginetta.
Down to 12th so far. Lord Olam in 13th, Barbosa 14th. Crypt Keeper in 15th, Tree Chopper
the
17th,
best non-Porsche right now.
17th as Tree Chopper passes Cryptic for 15th there. Sawyer will be in 18th, Fractal Cyclone in 19th, and some of the other cars that were involved in that incident involving Demon, RB Gamer, EJ, and a Jam. Session bringing up the rear in P23, but Blood Fam still leads by over 2 seconds. Now, theoretically, X, meanwhile, has almost caught up to Yurok in P2. This is going to be a very interesting battle. Still 40 minutes remain here at Bathurst. The top cars already have a nearly 30-second lead. Theoretically, X gets into the wall. Not sure if he had any damage there. Just a nice little tap. Nothing too major, but he might sustain damage. I don't believe he does. It doesn't look like any of that car is unraveled. And as I say that, he gets very loose under braking now. Racing Pro just behind him is very close, and Racing Pro kisses the wall too.
That's
he
fine.
Comes down the hill.
That's fine.
Onto the back straight now.
Just a tap, no damage.
All these top cars, Racing Pro only 2 seconds now behind theoretically. We're fairly close behind him. Is this a real race? I mean, we are racing. This is not a real life race. This is a Project Cars 2 race, RG.
I'm out of gearing again.
Yep, so Project Cars 2, it's a 40-minute race here as the sun already starting to come up. Theoretically, X, meanwhile, goes wide into the grass, and he's going to be spinning. Racing Pro will get past him. Combat as well. Theoretically, X trying to get back on the track. Will spin again. A little too eager there. Mage Iguana goes past.
I think he got into Combat, or Combat spun as well.
Josh now goes past. Oh, is that another car off? Looks like Combat was off as, oh, maybe not. Looks like my timing screen was not doing any favors there. The RTX
I don't know what the fuck went on back there.
Very unfortunate for him, but he can definitely get a few of those positions back now just behind Combat and has a few of the other cars coming into
God,
the
this
final
thing is
corner
actually
there to
really
begin
okay
lap
with the
3
curbs.
Here at the Bathurst.
I like it.
45 minutes.
So I'm never going to
And
catch
you
them
get
up there.
Listen to the engine now. Most of the cars are starting to get.
Maggie's
into
going to catch me most likely because he's probably in a
Still quite
Porsche.
a few on-track battles, but battling at the top of the mountain. Very
I'm just
difficult
going
to
to
pass
try
there.
and take it easy
The drivers electing to keep it clean.
and see if I can't finish simply by not crashing out, which is why I'm being extra cautious lifting up here on top of the hill in spots where I wouldn't be necessarily otherwise.
Iraq just setting the fastest lap of the race. Last lap of 19.6. That is very fast from him indeed.
Shit.
Racing Pro 5 seconds behind the
That's
lead.
fine.
Currently sitting in P3.
No damage. It's fine.
Theoretically, X is on the tail of Combat for P6.
No damage.
As Combat taps the wall. A lot of wall tapping going on here. Cars are not going to like that. I very much presume eventually one of those taps is going to be a little too hard and it's going to give him some good old damage there.
Probably. Hey now. Come on.
That
Behave
theoretically
yourself.
sideways again as I say that. In the grass. Going into, I forget the name of that corner. Actually, I don't really know any of the names of the corners here. EJ is driving the Mustang here. EJ and RB Gamer both in the Mustang.
Took a little bit of damage that time, but it's only aero. It's fine.
Gonna ride on board with EJ now. Trying to keep it clean through the corners. Tapping the curb a little bit, going on the grass, selecting not to carry too much speed through that. I haven't tried driving a Mustang, so I don't know exactly how difficult it is going very wide throughout that corner, not really getting as
There's no
close to
sense
the
in
apex
fighting
as
it.
we go through. Early trying to keep it clean. This car, very difficult to drive here, and EJ electing the safer route rather than the faster. The car in front of the Midnight Aston Martin's getting very loose indeed.
That works too, though.
Not sure. But despite that, this is the race. 37 minutes left in the race here. EJ goes wide, taps the wall. Nothing too hard, but that's certainly not going to help his lap time. As RB Gamer very close behind EJ now. These three cars in the battle for P18.
18th? Oof.
EJ closing in the slipstream. EJ car
what
in front
happens
trying
when
to
you
go to the
choose the
middle of the
Mustang.
track. I don't know what he's doing as EJ has to go into the grass, passing on the left-hand side, letting off the gas now as he comes. That's very interesting tactics there, deciding to go into the middle of the track. That's certainly not what you should be doing. You should be picking a side and sticking to it. There you go, multi-twitch. There you go, yep. Other stuff that's happening. Meanwhile, Yirok has taken the lead from Bloodfam. Bloodfam only a tenth of a second behind him now as they reach the top of the hill. Very, very close between these two drivers, both in the Porsches. Very close indeed. 3/10 of a second.
Really
Still
just wants to
Bloodfam
dance
just on
around
the
up
tail.
there.
Not sure exactly when he got past. I believe it did just happen now. But very, very close between the two of them. Racing Pro is in P3, but 10 second down. Mate Iguana is only a second behind Racing Pro. And I believe that's Josh. That is Josh, as a matter of fact. Just a tenth of a second behind Mate Iguana in the battle for P4. Watching this with EJ on laptop and Pulse on tablet. And it's awesome. Thank you, Bulldog. I believe that would be awesome.
Again, excessively cautious through there, but I'm here to finish the race, not go fastest, because this car is not the fastest.
And I have the Discord up so I can
There's
see
no
who's
sense in
talking
pushing
with
it
us.
over the hill, because
Well,
nobody can pass through there,
chat.
not in their right mind at least.
Here on my dual monitors.
Shut up, Jeff.
Bloodfam still just behind Yirok now.
I lose all the
Curious
time on the
if he's gonna
straights.
try
Take
to
it a little
keep this
easier
position,
through the hill
or
so
if
I
he's
don't
gonna try to make something
screw
happen.
up
It's
too
still
much.
35 minutes left in the race, so there's still quite a
Avoid
lot of
damage,
time here.
and
A lot of time, anything
yeah.
can still happen.
finish by not having to pit or make any repairs or anything like that. I've got the fuel, the tires will hopefully last.
Am I familiar with Formula One? Yes, I love Formula One. Still got, I believe most of the cars are revealed in only about 2 weeks. It's Bloodfam now.
I can't wait for that.
Right-hand side coming up.
We're
to
so
turn
close.
2.
It's still
Bloodfan
so
will
far
get his
away
nose
from the
ahead
Formula
of
1
Iraq.
season.
Iraq on the outside line looks like he will concede the position for
That's
now.
fine. Just don't spin
No,
out.
drunk. You say I'm not drunk. Do I sound like I've been drinking at all? Because I have not. Bloodfan now back in the lead of the race. Iraq did lead over the last lap, but Bloodfan
Still
managing
35
to
minutes to
get
go.
Back. Meanwhile, both of
It's
these
only
top
been
two
10
drivers
minutes. Stop blocking up
in
that
the
tire.
lead of their own racing phone P3, all by himself, just not able to keep up.
I'm in a Ginetta.
Sauber changing the name to
I have an
Alfa Romeo.
excuse.
So basically, what does it actually mean? It doesn't really mean much. It's just a name change. In terms of the management for the team, I don't think anything is changing.
It's still
So all of the team principals
Alfa Romeo
are the
Racing,
same. It's
managed by
basically just
Sauber.
Alfa Romeo paying more. And
Pretty much.
the name Sauber. I'll be honest, I don't know a lot about Sauber's history. I know Peter Sauber, obviously. I think he's been trying to get out of it for a while now. He did a great job keeping that team in Formula One. And kind of sad to see the Sauber name exit. Oh, that is a lap car? Okay, I thought that was. Never mind. So I don't really know much about Sauber's history in terms of, how it got started and all that. But yeah, so it's just a name change. It's the same as Force India changing to Racing Point. It's the same team. It's just Alfa Romeo is now not. They're basically like the Red Bull Racing. Yeah, they're the primary and the title sponsor. So it's basically like Red Bull Racing.
Sorry.
Well, actually,
Yeah, not intentional.
Pretty similar. It's still the same people designing it.
Car just wanders down the street because shitty force feedback.
Last year they raced under Sauber Alfa Romeo Sauber or Sauber Alfa Romeo. I don't know. Was it Sauber Alpha? Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, so last year it was both. Oh,
See on the curbs.
That's contact between Iraq and
second
a
place
lap
spun.
car.
Or
Not sure who that lap
contact.
car is. We can try to figure it out here shortly. Oh, who was that? That was right. That was Crypt Keeper. Crypt Keeper getting loose and getting in the way of Iraq.
That's a shame.
Iraq now down almost 5 seconds on Bloodfan. That's not going to be helpful at all. I'm curious if he has any damage. That was Iraq's front end hitting into the back of Crypto.
Oh, that's not going to be good for
5
me. I'm going to
seconds
catch
now
up to him on top of the hill.
It is going to be
That's going to be terrible.
very interesting. And for the battle of the lead so far, isn't Red Bull Jaguar?
Pull over here, please.
No.
Right here. Pull over. Please. Please. God
Or maybe
damn
he
it.
means who took over
That's
the
the best
Jaguar.
spot to have to be able to overtake somebody. Okay, stay to the side.
Who was that? Who took over the Jaguar?
Thank you.
Was it Mercedes? No.
No.
I think it was, wasn't it? I'm trying to think.
Toro Rosso, I think.
What are they talking
No,
about?
it wasn't Toro Rosso. It was man, I'm really blanking on this right now. But yeah, Mercedes took over Braun, which replaced Honda,
Which replaced BAR.
Jaguars had a pretty spotty history. It's been so many different.
Yeah, it's been all over the place. But yeah, we have car reveals.
Jaguar was replaced by Red Bull. Minardi became Toro Rosso.
Testing.
Spiker
The testing.
kinda became Force India.
Be in end of this month, I believe.
I don't
next
remember
month,
exactly.
About 3 weeks, about 3 or 4 weeks from now.
Maybe not.
The 2 weeks of testing, and then the first race.
Yeah, actually, I think that's right.
At
Well,
Australia.
Racing Point. Well,
the
they became
March
Force India, who is now
23rd.
Racing Point.
Is this the only race for tonight? Yes, this is the only race for tonight. So Iraq losing
Josh
more
is
time
in a
throughout
crossbow.
that lap, actually now 8 seconds down on the lead. That's not going to be very helpful for him. Theoretically, X meanwhile in P8.
So I
is
should be
very
able
close
to
behind
race him. Not that I want to.
Coming to the bottom of the hill now, Krylon, he tries to block Theoretically X will try to go be inside, but wow. Letting off the gas. Red Bull took over Jaguar. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. 2004.
Yep.
That sounds about right. Oh, Krylani and Theoretically X making contact now. Combat just behind them as well, spinning. Theoretically X flashing his lights at him. Not very happy. Not happy at
Theoretically
all.
flashing his lights at him? Krylani? You mean her?
Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. What?
Why is it getting cloudy? I don't like this. So I can't see my display anymore, so I'm turning on my lights again.
That was quite interesting. Almost making contact with the hitman in the pits. Barbosa looks like he just had contact with, I believe, Awesome 89 there, going into turn 1. Awesome going off into the gravel.
Up here, just lift.
No major damage. So,
wait, was that Yurok in the gravel? I think it was.
Back in front as they come up turn 2. Theoretically X tried to make the move happen, but he wasn't able to make it succeed, but he's going to try to make it happen again, and he goes into the wall. Krylani does. Theoretically X now trying to go up the inside, but Krylani manages to keep it somehow in front of him despite going into the wall kind of heavily there. That was very, very interesting. Theoretically X now just a tenth of a second behind Krylani. This is the battle for P6.
I think the tires are going to make it because they haven't worn much in 15 minutes.
With the X-Men play multi if you would like to watch this battle. Krylani goes into the wall now. Theoretically X will go up the inside. Krylani not able to stay in front this time. Touching the wall just one too many times. Meanwhile, Austin gets past Sawyer, who is in the wall.
I tried to shift into a non-existent gear again.
Trying to get back going again, as a few cars coming up behind him rather quickly.
Stop blocking that tire.
Theoretically X now back in P6. Very interesting battle, I must say. EJ also going into the pits here with quite a bit of damage. What track is this? This is Mount Panorama in
Bathurst.
Some people like to call it Bathurst, some people like to call it Mount Panorama. Or you can butcher the pronunciation of the name even worse than that. But commonly referred to as...
I was going to say, I'm not sure that that's exactly how it's pronounced, but never mind that.
Crikey is
Yurok
right
is struggling.
Indeed. Bloodfan, meanwhile, in the lead of the race ever since Yurok made contact.
Josh is staying about a constant gap behind me, which is good.
Bloodfan has extended his lead quite a bit. Yurok, I think Yurok has damage. If he doesn't have damage, he's definitely making a few errors per lap.
Ooh, stay off of that curb. That's
nearly as fast after.
Glad I survived that, because that never ends well, pretty much.
Yurok, only 2 seconds separate them. Meanwhile, the battle for P8 is looking very tough indeed. Lord Olan Barbosa, Osman,
can you stop?
Only about 2 seconds separate them as they start a new lap, and as I say that, that's Barbosa.
Yeah, now wants to spin.
He's going to be out of that.
Calm down, car.
Quickly. Commentator's curse comes to it again. Running stocks. I'm not sure what you mean by stocks. Do you mean stock setups? No.
Definitely
we're just
not
in the
stock
GT4s.
setups.
The Porsches are the fastest running stock cars. No, these are not stock cars. Fastest car here is the Porsche, the GT4. So the battle for P8 is the closest battle on track at the moment. Lord Olamos 89 and Meiji Kuwana coming into turn
my mic.
3. Hello, operator.
My bad.
As they come up the hill now, very close between the three of them. Awesome 89 defending from Meiji Kuwana at the top of the hill.
Still don't have any gears
it is very difficult
to this.
Oh, that's Lord Olam touching the barrier yet again, and Awesome is going to try to make it go around the outside, and he's going to get past.
Hey.
Between Meiji Kuwana and Awesome, Meiji might try to make a move, but
damn it, Jam.
So he wasn't quite fast enough to get past him, but that is Awesome 89 up into P8. Lord Olam contact with the wall. Doesn't look like he has any major damage. Meiji Kuwana almost making a move again, though. Meiji Kuwana definitely fancies himself faster than Lord Olam here.
Your pair of pants, please.
As Awesome 89 already has a second
maybe
between
not.
the two of them. Meiji coming down the hill now. Lord
Still
Olam
far from pleasant.
At the top of the mountain, Awesome 89 getting past, and Meiji Kuwana now breathing down the neck of Lord Olam. Trying to get that P9 position as Awesome already extending over a second lead. As I see a bumper flying through the track, Awesome 89, or actually I believe that was Meiji Kuwana who made contact with the bumper, getting past Lord Olam, now going off the track. but managing to not make anything happen of it. Bit of rubbing has been done. Yeah, there's been quite a bit of some rubbing up against the barriers.
I hear that Porsche behind me. I don't like it.
Mage Iguana did get past Lord Olam coming down the mountain, and as they start another lap here,
so damn
Mage
bumpy
Iguana
in this game.
breathing down the tailpipe of Awesome 89. The battle for P8 is very much on. Lord Olam, I believe he certainly has to have damage after that last lap. He was over 4 seconds slower than the other cars there. Mage Iguana and Awesome 89 very close between the two of them. Mage Iguana is slightly in front. Fancies himself the faster driver here. Awesome 89 will try to keep up. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. RB Gamer goes into the pits now. Was P12.
I could probably catch up to him since he's definitely damaged if I'm maintaining about 2.5 seconds to him. I could definitely catch up to him if I actually push, but I don't want to push it and throw it away. You know, I'm comfortably in third right now.
Way down now. Some of the most difficult
Thank you,
corners
Callie.
in racing.
Like, I'm fine with finishing third in this car. I'm perfectly fine with that.
EJ.
I have no issue with
Almost
finishing
hitting
third in a
barriers
Ginetta where the
Difficult to drive.
Porsches are the car to be in. Hey now. Jim.
EJ goes for
Bitching
move
about
up the
something.
inside on Fractal. Will get past Fractal, not with enough top speed to make anything
That was
happen.
deep.
EJ going past now. That's the 18 for him. Meanwhile, the battle for P2 is very much on. Racing Pro has caught up to Iraq right after turn 1. Iraq was never as fast as he used to be after the damage with the lap car. Racing Pro fancies himself a look up the inside into turn 2. Not able to make anything happen. Another blood fan. Currently lead by 17 seconds very comfortably. 22 minutes remaining in the race here. Racing Pro very close behind Iraq. He fancies himself faster, trying to find a place to do so. Mage Iguana, meanwhile, has fallen back behind Awesome 89. E7 this battle is for.
Come on, you're gonna back me up into Josh, damn it. I don't want
Quite a lot
that.
of damage on most of the cars now. Racing Pro keeping it clean just behind Iraq. I think he can certainly get past at the end of this lap here. And I'm curious to see exactly when he's going to try to make a move.
I'm not worried about the
As
back
they are
marker
coming
right now,
up
Jeff.
to
I'm worried
lap
about
now.
Iraq.
In fact, not sure exactly who that is. Lap cars, I think so far have been keeping it relatively clean. It is quite difficult to do so on this track.
Why first
As
gear?
Iraq and Racing Pro coming behind him, whoever that is.
They should be getting out of our
I
way.
believe that is Ace Ginetta and RB Gamer just in front. Iraq, hoping this lap car might help him keep Racing Pro from behind him, but it does not do so. Ace Ginetta slowing down, letting both cars pass.
I'm out of speed.
Letting them battle to themselves.
RB, please. I'm gonna
As
let
they
off
reach
just
the
to
bottom
not
of
hammer the
hill.
engine.
Racing Pro backing off slightly, braking very late. Racing Pro very, very good under braking, making up a lot of time. And now he looks like he might make a move into the final corner. Gets very close, almost touches the rear end of Iraq there.
We did touch.
As Racing Pro, Iraq tries to defend up the inside. Racing Pro puts his nose there, trying to make a look. And as he gets closer to the apex, he's going to get a good exit. And as I say that, he gets too good of an exit, gets too fast and touches the rear end of Iraq and goes for a spin. Racing Pro, that's a position lost for him there. He definitely could have got that, but not electing, he certainly didn't try to do that, but Racing Pro going for a spin will lose the position to Josh, actually. Josh in the Expo, currently in P3. Very impressive. That is very impressive.
I'm in the fucking Ginetta.
Very well, indeed. I have to say, I am quite impressed. Only 22 seconds down on the lead.
He'll slow down Josh, yeah, but
Crossback. Why didn't that just...
I don't want to have to push to catch up is the thing. Like, I can, but I don't want to because then I'm more likely to make a mistake.
EJ kind of in a race of his own. Not many cars around him on the track. Closest car to him is behind.
This car is already kind of
That's
sketchy,
right,
just
there you go.
keeping it taking it
Meanwhile,
easy.
There's an interesting battle going on. Mage Iguana must
I don't
have
really
made a
wanna
mistake
push it.
somewhere in the last lap as he is now falling back behind Lord Olam 10 seconds down. Awesome. Must have gone for a
There is
spin
still that.
as he's going to try to get past Lord Olam yet
Still
again.
plenty of time.
Got past him earlier and now has to do it for a second time. Josh, meanwhile, has almost caught up to Yurok in P2. Yurok, despite having an almost 3 seconds lower lap time, has certainly proved his worth in this race. I believe he certainly must have damage after an incident with a lapped car. Very unfortunate for him as he was battling for the lead at that time, but now he has held on to P2 for most of the race here. He did actually lead a lap.
Game reckons the gap is about 5
after that,
seconds.
as I said.
That's
Very
a
unfortunate.
back marker directly in
Causing
front of
him
us.
damage and slower lap time overall. Bloodfan, meanwhile, currently leads with 20 minutes remaining. Josh, however, has almost caught up to you.
I don't know, Callie. That crossbow handles pretty damn well. You never know, but
EJ at the top of the circuit all by himself.
we'll
still.
see. It might come back to me simply because of the tires.
So,
I can probably at the very least get past
I
Yurok.
wonder what the whole lap time was.
Yeah, he
in
does.
real life.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Alrighty.
heard a crash there.
Even though I spun on the front straight leading onto
See
that,
anything,
but
so we're gonna go
whatever.
with, someone must have tapped the
never
wall.
mind that.
And you go on still on the tail of Lord Olam. But I'm curious if any of you guys could. No yawning. I will yawn when I want.
We'll see
to.
what happens.
It was the 202.5. Who got pole position, Ally? If you don't mind me asking, I'm very curious what the real life qualifying results are. The Bathurst 12 hours, if you don't know, is starting in about 11 hours from now, I believe.
Yeah, that's the race.
And the top 10
Shut up, Jeff.
qualifying should have ended about 20 minutes. I'm curious.
You know why I'm going faster now instead of at the beginning? The car is much lighter
Now
because of the
replace
lack
the
of
word
fuel.
DJ with the pulse mic.
That's where all the pace
Oh,
is suddenly coming from.
John, knock it off, Paul. You're gonna make me tired. I'm tired.
Hi, tired. I'm Arpo.
I'll be at work. Catch the end of the race. All right, church. Have a good one. You'll be at work.
Or Racing
1:48
Pro,
in the morning.
as
I
just
hope
about everybody
you're
knows
not
me
in the
here.
US.
Can I get past?
And if you are, night shift sucks. Sorry to hear that.
Like, you're gonna outspeed me at the end of the straight, but can I get past,
Well,
please?
Take a little break here. Just watching some of the cars go around the track here. Listen to the noise.
Don't do it.
As much as the physical
Don't do
side of
it.
cars
Thank you.
are a bit sketchy, I do have to admit the visuals are fantastic. Very immersive. So is Josh, now just on the tail of Euro for P2. GTA physics much better, yeah, pretty much. The 11:48, yeah. Alright. Oh, there's contact there. Josh and Yurok, it looks, getting into contact. Josh must have got past him. I wonder who that lap car was. But the lap car getting in the way of E2 and 3. I believe Josh letting Yurok back in front there. I guess as a courtesy or a gentleman's agreement, electing to let him back in front, or maybe he's just a bit slow. I'm curious which it is. He might have damage. It looks like the front end of that car is slightly bent.
RB, why are you in a Mustang?
Oh, that's a Mustang behind him. I think RB Gamer.
Moron.
RB Gamer into the wall after turn 3. I have to wait there for all the other cars to go past.
It's about what you come to expect from Mustangs here. Really?
Getting back.
Shut up, Jeff.
Aston
He hit the
Martin
wall.
clocked the fastest time in the last
Though you can
round
usually
on
brush
track.
the wall there and be perfectly fine, so it's
4.946.
negligible.
That is very fast. That's Aston Martin on pole position for the rear left 12 hours fast. It's very impressive. Where
Tap
was
the inside wall there.
Porsche 912
Why are you in first
I
gear?
know
Get out of first gear.
Was, forget the driver's name. Setting. Yeah, I know he was on provisional pole for like half of the qualifying. Where did he end up? But yeah, very good for that Aston Martin.
It's going to be a stalemate down the straight.
Whatever.
Unless he's got damage.
Oh, you mean the Porsche? I don't know. Looks like Racing Pro going for a move on Josh here. I definitely think Josh has to have damage, as he really isn't able to do anything about that. Very unfortunate
Yeah,
for him.
he's got to have damage.
Looks like he's actually having trouble keeping it in a straight line.
I just dropped two
The
wheels
top
off
10
in the
order
grass
for
there,
smallest
under
number
braking.
999, the number 77, number 62,
Meh.
number 107, number 777, number 22.
Car don't care.
9, 12, 19,
I love this
2,
thing.
and 18 for 5 rows. Okay, so.
Little deep,
And there we
little
go,
deep.
Josh.
That's fine.
Will go into the pits in this lap. P4, he will be pitting. Very
Okay.
unfortunate for him. He must have quite a bit of damage.
I'll
Only
catch up
13
to
minutes
Erock
late
eventually,
there.
and we'll see what
That's
happens.
Very unfortunate for him. He was in a good battle for P2 there. And it looks like that battle has come to an end. Blood Fan, meanwhile, leads almost 30 seconds now. He's been able to keep it out of damage. Very impressive. It looks like that car doesn't have any damage.
The funny thing is that he could come back out of the pits in 4th place because we have such a lead on the rest of the field.
Guts now in P5 will be going into the pits.
Well, in that case, he might definitely come out in 4th.
Looks like he must have
If
damage
5th is also
as
going
well.
in.
Very unfortunate for drivers getting the damage, but that is Bathurst. That's what happens. It's a very difficult track. Survival of the fittest. This track is really just about survival, not really about who can put down the fastest lap time. It's about who can put down the most laps.
Did he not adjust the pit strategy and just got a shit ton more fuel? Is that why I smacked my head? Why is he smacking his head?
Ginetta was battling quite a bit up, and he was a very fast car. However, it looks like he had a few too many spins. Do the drivers get a blue flag indicator in the cockpit? Yes, they do. Sometimes they're not very good at following it, though. So, yes,
No
they do get a
kidding.
blue flag, but that doesn't mean they actually follow it. There's also, there are penalties turned on, I believe, but track limits and stuff. If you do have a blue flag, sometimes they ignore it. But yes, you do see a blue flag. And I hope that they follow it. So far, most of the cars have been pretty good about keeping it. The biggest issue has been drivers spinning in front of someone and then causing contact.
Let's go 7th gear. How I wish there was.
I don't think I've seen any big issues with lap cars so far. And is that EJ gone from the race? I believe it is. Must have happened a
Don't
while
matter.
ago. Looking for his name, I don't see it anymore.
Rip.
Very unfortunate for him.
So as long as I don't make any
Still just
mistakes or
behind
get
Josh.
taken out by somebody else,
Looks like he is catching him fairly quickly. Josh back out
podium
on the track.
guaranteed
Still
because
in
there's
P4,
nobody
it's
within
like
30 seconds
Ooh,
behind.
having a swerve to avoid another car.
But granted, the tires are
Hey,
still
Ops,
getting
how are
worse
you doing?
lap after lap.
I didn't say
What's
hi
the
to
fuel
you,
like?
but I want to say hi back out.
Not that menu.
So Bloodflame leads by
We're good.
over 30 seconds now. Erock in P2 has kept a claim for most of the race, but unfortunately contact with another car has caused him damage. Therefore falling down.
As expected, because I put like at
Erock.
least an extra lap of fuel
Looks like
in.
this might be an interesting battle now.
I also
with
wasn't
10 minutes
expecting to
remaining.
do this well, so there's that. But, you know, better safe than
Sorry.
sorry.
Says, I really like doing these 45-minute races. It helps me with consistency. Yeah, that's why.
Fun
I
fact,
also
this
like
is not a good
45-minute
game to
races
train
a
consistency
lot
on.
better because
Shut
it
up,
gives you more of a
Jeff.
chance to actually learn the track, to actually learn the car. A 10-lap race, I mean, granted, this track is pretty long and it's only 15 laps completed so far. But doing a very short race doesn't really help you learn the track. track and the car as much, and it just kind of turns into a, you know, whatever happens, happens. However, longer races definitely help you learn more, and it helps you with consistency. That is why I appreciate them. Even though 45 minutes racing,
Push the wall there, that's
really
perfectly
long
fine.
in terms of actual racing.
Yeah,
But
45
for a
minutes
lot
is
of
nothing.
newer drivers, it certainly is.
By half a second.
Porsche is really twitchy and light.
Okay.
That's what. Yeah, I agree. That's how Porsches are. Porsches are twitchy, and they
Rear
want the
engine,
rear
rear
end
wheel
to be
drive,
front-
that'll do it.
Front end. That's kind of how they feel. Pretty much any Porsche feels like that. Personally,
I feel like I've got such a leg
I've
up on
done
half the people
24
on this
hours
track
at
just
Le
at
Mans
that
and
corner.
24 hours at Daytona,
Because I can
and
just
the
get
Porsche
that
911 car.
nailed most of the
And
time.
that
Not
car
last lap,
wants the rear end to
But
be in front
this
of the
lap
front.
was good.
Anytime you brake, the back side of the car wants to be in front.
Yep.
That's just kind of how the car is.
Welcome to Porsche.
Just break in a straight
Oh
line.
God,
Yeah,
why?
Exactly. If you don't brake in a straight line,
RB,
the rear of
please.
the car will be in front of the front.
Get a mic that doesn't
So,
change
yeah,
its
you really
volume
do have
level
to brake in
from
a straight line in the
day to
Porsches.
day.
They are pretty.
He was
twitchy.
very quiet last time, and now he's loud again.
However, they are also very fun to drive. They're very rewarding to drive. Come on, flex plate getting a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage.
Oh, please.
It looks like Racing Pro almost caught up to Yurok, and as I say that, he goes really wide to turn 3. That's not going to help him catch up.
Shut up, Pulse.
But he has been putting down faster lap times. Yurok with a 2:21.9, Racing Pro with a 2:20.2.
Really?
Can I rant about your heel toe explanation? I would like to see that. Oh, Racing Pro into the wall at the top of the hill.
You should know that doesn't matter.
Yurok still 2 seconds out in front, almost 3 now. As Racing Pro makes just a few mistakes, only 8 minutes remaining.
Oi, the tap on the wall wasn't a mistake. It doesn't lose you any time.
Racing Pro still 3 seconds behind him now, trying to catch up. Yurok. Oh, that's a spun car. Yurok is going to lose a lot of time there. Racing Pro now comes back behind him, not losing as much time. So Yurok, I believe that spun car was Combat. Yes, it is, and down in P12. Also, the good thing about the longer races.
Look
is
in
I
the
get to
lower
actually learn
left-hand
people's
corner.
livery. It's fantastic.
All the names beside Yurok and mine
Very
are
fun to
blue.
actually know what car
That
it is.
means they're all down a
Meanwhile,
lap.
in P9 will go into the pits. This looks like a free position for Barbosa just behind him.
We're surrounded by lapped cars.
Might get one as well. So Racing Pro just behind now. Wrong thing. There we go. Back into the
7 minutes remaining.
This may very well end up to be a last lap battle for P2, as only 7 minutes.
I'm about to mute
7
Discord.
minutes remaining.
Go focus on somebody else, damn it. I don't want to hear about it.
So
Gotta get there
only
first.
a few laps left. Looks like there should be 3 laps left.
That might be close enough to get a draft.
I might hate the Porsche next time. Next time I Expo? Or, yeah, Expo. Yeah, man, Porsches are difficult. Very, very
I don't think
difficult.
Pulse has realized yet that I'm in a Ginetta.
Myself and Roy, and theoretically X, are planning to do the iRacing 12 hours Bathurst next week in the Ferrari GT3.
Come on, this guy's just in our way.
So that should be a very interesting one indeed.
Shut up, Jeff.
A lot faster than these. It's about 20 seconds faster than these cars, than the Porsche, that is. So, very much looking forward to that race. And, yeah, it's a survival. We're going to just try to finish it. We'll see how that goes. Really difficult to keep it out of the wall. Not going to lie. Really struggle in that car. Actually, well, struggle in any car. GT3 is a lot faster than these. Racing Pro just on the tail of Yurok now. As I just saw another car disappear, I'm not sure who that was. just behind Iraq. It looks like it might be a very close battle indeed.
Shut up, Pulse.
P2. Only 5 minutes left on the clock as Bloodfam just crossed the line.
5 minutes remaining.
It's actually going to be pretty
Not a
close to
speed.
P2 with 3 laps remaining. Bloodfam could actually elect to slow down and only do 2 more laps, or he could do 3 laps.
Let's go for 3.
Just realized
Let's have some fun.
Yeah, so we are.
Oh, hey, look, Josh is back on the bottom of the list there instead of another blue name.
Although, as Mimi, as EJ likes to call these enduro races, I am still not going to call this an endurance race. It's 40 minutes.
Nice one, that's your fastest lap so far.
For some of the people here, it may be longer than any race they've done before. So in that case, I guess it is endurance for them. But the real racing, this is actually a fairly short race.
It's
So
longer than
that's
most
why I
SCCA
think
regional
personally,
events, but
I enjoy these races because I think it's
compared to
important
proper
for a lot
endurances,
of the
45
younger
minutes is
drivers here
nothing.
to kind of learn how it feels to drive for longer periods of time.
4
20
minutes remaining.
I don't need a minute-to-minute update, Jeff.
Normal 10-lap races are a bit misleading.
Please shut up.
Especially for the people trying to learn how to race or want to get more into racing. Ooh, Racing Pro catches up to Yurok, making a small mistake there. Very close between the two of them. 4 minutes remaining. This looks like it's going to come down to the finish.
Shut up, Pulse.
Okay, let's take this back marker.
One thing I would actually like to do here is...
This is a bad spot to meet
I know
up with
you can
Tree.
accelerate tire degradation.
Just pull over here,
but
Tree,
I wish
please.
that we can find a way to accelerate
he's not
the
pulling
fuel
over.
consumption to force a pit stop.
And of course he's in a
That would make
Mustang.
these a lot more interesting.
Why would he be in a sensible car?
Did
Not
way
bad though,
better
9th
the
in a
GT4
Mustang.
Corvette than
It's
the
probably
Porsche.
because,
the
yeah,
Corvette
there's
is a
only
bit
17
easier to
people
drive.
running.
The Porsches.
Compared
Porsche
to
is
the
arguably the
25 or
hardest
so.
GTE to drive.
Somebody spun.
It's very difficult. Ooh, that's a car spun, the number 179. Not sure who that was. Yurok now behind a lapped car. Racing Pro closing in on him as they get towards the bottom of the hill. Racing Pro doesn't look like he will be able to make a move here, but the lapped car in front of him, it looks like the Mustang, in fact. The green Mustang, Yurok flashing his lights at him as Racing Pro backing off slightly, wanting to avoid any contact. Yurok just behind him now. Oh, Racing Pro gets very close to the rear. He almost
I touched
touches
him.
So
I did
close.
touch him. On my end, I touched him.
That Mustang in front blocking Yurok must get out of the way. That is a lapped car. That's the blue flag. I can try to find out exactly who that is as they break very late into the final corner and actually will get out of the way there. So Racing Pro and Yurok come on to what might not be the final lap of the race. I believe there are 2 laps races. Racing Pro looks for a move up into turn 1. He gets
left
on
the
inside.
space.
Yurok not able to defend himself.
He left
Racing
the space.
Pro gets up into P2.
And he was a little early
That
on the
was
brakes.
a great move up the inside from him. Yurok not able to keep himself in a position. Unfortunate for him, but that is Racing Pro in P2. We'll see if he can hold it or if Yurok will be able to fight back.
2 lengths back.
Yeah, I know he's right there.
Be 2 laps left. Bloodfam about halfway through his lap, only a minute 30 seconds left on the clock. It is on him whether or not they will do another lap or if this one will be the final.
As long as that green arrow keeps disappearing, it doesn't matter. Don't understeer out there.
Now coming down the hill, it looks like there will be another lap, 1 more to go. He should cross the line with about 30 seconds left, which means that he will have to go around 1 full more time for the race to actually finish and the checkered flag to fall. The way these endurance, well, the way that a timed race works is after the time runs out, when the leader crosses the line, that is the checkered flag. So the race does not end immediately upon the time running out. You may have to do an extra lap, which looks like that is going to happen here as Bloodfam will come up into the final corner with 30 seconds remaining. So Bloodfam taking the white flag now with a 34-second lead. Very impressive drive from him so far. And he will cross the line.
I want to get over here. Have the inside line for the last turn, or the second to last
for
turn.
everybody else.
Good about the chase.
Blood Fan
1 lane
led
behind.
almost every lap of the race here. E-Rock, currently in P3, is trying to fight back versus Racing Pro. But they have one more lap to go. And we're going to keep our eyes on this battle now.
That was fun.
As the time has officially run out, so the white flag is falling. Everybody crossing the line now will have to do one more lap. As Racing Pro in P2 leads from E-Rock, just behind him, only 1 second, has a lap car back in the way. That purple, that looks like a Porsche of Barbosa, will go wide through turn 1, letting Racing Pro pass and E-Rock getting a bad exit because of the lap car now.
That'll help.
Just 1 second separate Racing Pro and E-Rock, as they have no more lap cars in front of them. So this...
You say that, Fractal's not
Able
moving.
to make anything happen here. The time is now. Last lap of the race. Blood Fan currently at the top of the hill, making his way through it for the final time.
That was debris.
The lap car is
Whatever.
broken on after turn 2 on the side of the road there. Racing Pro still leading from E-Rock, locking up his brake into turn 3. This is a good chance from E-Rock to get a really good exit and make up a little bit of time.
No,
Almost
it's
half
not.
a second there.
You can still carry a lot of speed on that wide line.
Very close between the two of them. As they come up to the peak of the hill, Racing Pro still just in front, but only by just so as both of them made contact with the wall. Very, very rough indeed. I don't think any of them got damage with that. They've made contact with that wall quite a few times already, and I hope neither of them have damage from that, but that was quite a jump into the wall there.
Calculated.
Racing Pro still just in front, but E-Rock very close behind now. Less than a second. Coming onto the final straight now. E-Rock gets very loose. Oh, that might just be it right there. Small mistake coming down that final almost hairpin of a corner. He lost quite a bit of time there. And it looks like that might just be it unless Racing Pro
Also,
makes anything happen.
that was
Meanwhile,
actually
Blood Fan
20
will cross
laps.
the line to
I'm
win
on
the 45 minutes of Bathurst.
bingo fuel, basically.
Fantastic.
I've got
race.
just enough and a little bit more.
He didn't have any damage throughout that entire race, but meanwhile, Racing Pro, after a great battle for P2, E-Rock braking very late and almost goes into the grass, but just able to keep it out of it. But that's not going to be able to do enough as Racing Pro, after a great battle for P2 on the last lap, just getting past E-Rock. Very impressive from him indeed. E-Rock, a very unfortunate race, making contact with the lap car and causing damage that effectively gave him a slower lap time at close to the beginning of the race, but Racing Pro will come home to finish P2 and E-Rock will finish in P3. Very impressive drive from him despite the damage. Still, P3 is very impressive. Meanwhile, Josh, in the unexpected crossbow or expo, in P4. Very impressive from him indeed. Definitely the highest car that is not a Porsche. I will have to admit I'm fairly impressed with Josh on this evening.
I'm gonna pull over. I don't have the fuel to
Not
keep
able
going.
to get a podium. He did have damage and had to pit. And P4 with damage, I must say, is still quite fantastic. As RB Gamer spinning his tires right before the line there, both of them will cross. Josh, good position of P4. Awesome 89. Had quite a few good battles throughout the race.
God damn.
And his car is damaged with the result of those. He got into the wall quite a few times there.
And might I just add, where's
Ultimately
the
able to
change
keep
view
a decent
button?
Race, and we'll come home.
Might I just remind you,
Theoretically X.
this ain't no Porsche.
will be in P6 for this one.
This here's a Ginetta. A Ginetta. I can't talk. This thing ain't as fast as
And I
them
believe
Porsches.
That is almost all the cars done here. Theoretically X coming down for the final time as Awesome 89 will cross the line for P5, securing that position.
Not bad.
Ultimately, I would say that was a pretty good race. Fairly enjoyable, a good battle for P2 at the end. And quite a few drivers managing to finish. Very unfortunate some of the contact, especially with the lap cars. I was hoping to see
Shut down
not
the engine.
so many damage with
They
lap
got no
cars.
fuel
But
left.
ultimately, I would say that was a pretty good race and a pretty good finish. that brings an end to the first race here,
I need a drink.
and I believe the only race.
I'm
Tom
almost
Bates
out of water.
wanting another race here, but we'll see. I doubt that will happen, but that is up to EJ. I don't know if he's saying
For
anything
once,
to chat,
Jeff, I'll agree with you.
but that is something for you guys to know and me not to know. But meanwhile, we're gonna go over to the
I'll agree with
podium
you for once.
where we have the top 3 finishers of Blood Fam, Racing Pro, and Yirok. So Yirok, I'm curious here. You actually set the fastest lap of the race by just 1,000th of a second.
So he did.
Actually, no, you didn't. Josh set the fastest lap of the race. Wow.
Really? With a crossbow.
Or no, he did not. Theoretically X set the fastest lap of the race. And
Oh
he
yeah,
said-
I did.
Okay, well,
Pulse,
congratulations to Theoretically X there for the fastest lap of the race. Yirok says he has no mic. So I'm going to give you
Rip.
time to respond, but I do have a question for you. How much do you think that damage affected you? I saw you get into that crash that was very unfortunate in the battle for the lead, and I wonder
I wonder if
how much
Pulse
do you think that
realizes
damage
I
affected
was
you. I'll let
in
type that
the
out. But meanwhile,
Ginetta.
we're going to go over to Racing Pro here. P2. You had quite a few battles at the early end of the race. I don't think you had any spins. Was that how you were able to get P2?
Well, actually, there was a spin at one point. If you remember, I was trying to overtake Yirok at one point and spun off the back of him on the front straight.
right.
But, yeah, no, that was a good race. Started 10th, just made my way up the field. Played a very conservative game with the Ginetta. Just conserved the tires and tried to make it as far as I went. I wasn't expecting second, but hey, here we are.
Well, congratulations. And meanwhile, Blood Fam with a fantastic